James Burrows, director of classic TV comedies including Cheers and Friends, dies at 85. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Los Angeles app. James Burrows, who helped create volumes of laughter as director of more than 1,000 episodes of such classic television comedies as Cheers, Taxi, Friends, and Will and Grace, died Friday. He was 85. His family confirmed his death in a statement to People, saying he passed away peacefully today, surrounded by his family. No location or cause of death was provided. Burrows spent his career behind the camera specializing in situation comedies. Few viewers recognized him or knew his name, other than to see it flash quickly on the screen in the opening credits. But they knew his work. Burrows got his start in television relatively late at age 35 in 1970 for directing episodes of The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Bob Newhart Show, and Laverne and Shirley. He co-created Cheers, directing 243 of the 273 episodes, as well as all 246 episodes of Will and Grace. He also helmed multiple episodes of such hits as Frasier, Friends, and Mike and Molly, and the pilots of 2.5 Men and The Big Bang Theory. When I direct a television show, I try to reach that sweet spot where the best script meets the best performance and the best chemistry between performers, Burrows wrote in his 2022 memoir directed by James Burrows. Hitting that exact moment where these factors land in combination results in the sweetest and most enduring laugh. His family said Burrows understood that great comedy was never simply about laughter. It was about humanity, connection, and truth. That understanding became the foundation of a career that forever changed television. Read more. But beyond his remarkable achievements, Burrows will be remembered for something even greater: his kindness, generosity, and unwavering belief in the people around him. He possessed a rare ability to make everyone better, and was known for remembering every person he met by name, making colleagues at every level feel seen, valued, and appreciated, the family statement said. The majority of Burrows' shows aired on NBC, whose must-see TV slogan promoted its Thursday night lineup in the early 1990s that included Friends and Frasier. Jimmy Burrows was the man behind the curtain. He knew how to make us laugh, what buttons to push, and was the absolute master of getting the most out of every joke, NBC said in a statement. His loss to the television comedy world is immeasurable. Every time you have a smile on your face watching The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Taxi, Cheers, Will and Grace, Friends, and countless others, think of Jimmy and know he made all our lives funnier. Born James Edward Burrows on Dec. 30, 1940, in Los Angeles, he moved to New York when he was 5 years old. He spent 5 years in the Metropolitan Opera Children's Chorus until his voice started to change. He attended LaGuardia High School of Music and Art. His father was writer, director, and producer Abe Burrows, whose Broadway hits included Guys and Dolls and Can. The elder Burrows also mentored Larry Gelbart, future creator and producer of the TV show M****S***H. The younger Burrows spent hours of his youth in theaters and studios watching his father work, dining with him at such famed New York haunts as Sardi's and Gallagher's, and meeting celebrities who attended his father's New Year's Eve parties. After earning a bachelor's degree from Oberlin College, Burrows attended the graduate program of the Yale School of Drama, where his classmates included actor-comedian Robert Klein, playwright John Barrer, and film director John Badham. At Yale, he was required to take directing classes, and he got hooked. Burrows' first sitcom experience was as Burl Ives' dialogue coach on OK Crackabee, which was directed by his father and ran for one season on ABC in 1965. From there, he was an assistant on The Patty Duke Show. He moved back to New York and worked for Broadway producers Lee Guba, Frank Ford, and Shelley Gross. He first met actor Moore while working on the Broadway production of Holly Golightly, an adaptation of Breakfast at Tiffany's that was directed by his father. Burrows eventually worked as a stage manager for various road productions, where he met such actors as Hugh O'Brian, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Julie Harris. By 1974, after working in dinner theater and summer stock, he turned on his television and saw Moore's eponymous TV show. He wrote her a letter asking if there was any opening, small or smaller, at her production company that he could fill, according to his memoir. Moore's husband and business partner, Grant Tinker, invited Burrows to Los Angeles to direct an episode of the comedy. He apprenticed for MTM Enterprises, which had 4 sitcoms on the air at the same time. Burrows cited his theater background for learning how to give actors direction and block out scenes. He's credited for being one of the first sitcom directors to increase the typical multi-camera television shoot from 3 to 4 cameras. The common thread between Burrows' shows were the bonds between friends and unrelated families, whether it was the motley crew of regulars meeting at the bar in Cheers, or the drivers working toward a better life in Taxi, or the 20-somethings sharing the same apartment building in Friends. The best sitcoms transcend the screen and reach out and grab the audience by the throat and by the heart, Burrows wrote in his memoir. He relished discovering new acting talent while directing more than 75 pilots that were picked up as series. Having directed over 1,000 shows means that almost any night you can turn on your television or go online and find a show that I directed. I'm very proud of that, he wrote in his memoir. In 2019, Burrows was an executive producer on live productions of All in the Family and The Jeffersons, with famous actors recreating episodes of those 1970s comedies. Jimmy was the greatest comedic television director in the history of the medium, his agent Rick Rosen said in a statement. He directed the most iconic, defining shows of generations. Always a gentleman, it was an absolute honor to represent him. Burrows was married in 1997 to Debbie Eastern, whom he met when she worked as a hairstylist on Frasier. Daughters Kat Schatzo, Ellie Gluck, and Maggie Burrows, who followed her father into directing, are from his first marriage to Linda Solomon, who died in 2004. His stepdaughter Paris is from his wife's previous marriage. He has a sister, Lori Burrows Grad, and 7 grandchildren.